just did my hair and I think it looks the best it ever looked in the past 3 years. So pretty. Also, the trees are crazy. Just showing you. So right now I'm just thinking to go grab a little cup of coffee and maybe journal a little bit. I feel like I haven't had such a time alone in a very long time because I'm either at home with my family or with my partner, and I already got my hair done, so it feels like a little treat, and now I just want to treat myself a little bit more. So yeah, city sounds. Thank you so much. Oh my god, I just had a whole fucking speech and I thought I wasn't recording. Anyway, I just came back from I don't know, will you hear the plane? Anyway, I just come back from the showing for another building, and it's kind of cool. Like, it seems cool, but it's not cool after you kind of go through it. The one biggest negative part for me is that it doesn't have an elevator, which is energy efficient, sure, but their corridors are so narrow, especially at the staircase, that I don't know how to fit a couch. And my couch, it's not a sectional, it's like a 2 people, just like a whole thing, and it's pretty big. And I don't know, it seems so inconvenient. Like, I'm not against not having an elevator, I'm just against super narrow staircases. Like, they're really narrow, and it's a new build, and I don't know how they were expecting people to like move the furniture because it's extremely inconvenient. The good thing is that they have solar panels and it's like an energy efficient building, so you have a flat fee for the water and for the electrical, which is super rare and super cool. The layouts are small, but it's a city, like, but I also have high expectations. So I don't know, the like overall vibe, it's probably 2.5 out of 5. Seems like it's supposed to be cool, but something just feels off, and it's gonna be definitely at the bottom of my list for now. But now I'm having a sweet green plate. Love it. So a steak one, which is my first time trying it. It's not bad. It's just I'm sitting outside and it's already getting cold. Можно снять на фоне этого дерева? Не пахнет.
Ты понял, что у тебя на пыльцу аллергия?
Я не знаю, может нет. У меня такой способ. Чем больше ты аут возле нее, тем меньше аллергия.
That's not how it works with this one.
I'm upset. Pretty?
Yeah. Pretty woman.
Walking down the street, pretty woman. The kind I like to meet, pretty woman. I don't believe.
Oh, it's so pretty. You know what time we're...
Lay's
Are we in focus?
sweet and spicy flavor. Smells like an Asian buffet. Hold on. Cheers. It's a little spicy.
It's not spicy. Tastes like sour, sweet and sour chicken. And then we have a Naruto and Daddy Kakashi drink. Of course, I'm picking Naruto. This one is yuzu. This one is
Guava.
guava. Cheers. Cheers. I like yours more.
Yes, I'm drinking Naruto.
No, which one do you like?
Okay.
You don't care? Okay, then you're drinking that one. Damn.
Good chip.
Damn, pause. Censored.
Overall, I rate the chips like like a 7.5.
Can you talk there? So it's good sound.
Chips, 7.5.
What about the drink?
Like a 6 for both.
I agree. So before I show you the next part of this video, I just kind of want to go over what's going on in my life and what are the next episodes are going to be about. So we were looking for an apartment in Philadelphia in the Fishland area, and we just started looking, so we were like slowly considering our options. I booked about like 15 showings for a week. So we were kind of like in a rush because I really wanted to find a place and sign the lease before my birthday, which is in April 28th. So I kind of wanted to settle it down because my main goal was to move into the apartment on June 1st. Because my school starts in June and I just wanted to be like settled, like prepared, ready, and located in Philly. so it's easier for you mentally and physically and in all possible ways to study and work. So I just maybe wanted to show you a couple of options we looked at. The first one we looked was a new build. So Fishtown is a really gentrified area, or area that is getting really gentrified. So there is like a new building that pops up almost every week, and it's kind of a blessing because there are a lot of options of new buildings where you get a lot of good deals, and also no one ever lived there before you. So the apartments are like in perfect condition. Yeah, it's like clean energy, fresh start, and that's how I got my previous apartment that I really missed. But I realized it was time to move on, and I'm excited for this new chapter. The first building we saw, it's called Coral House. There's this like great developer that builds very beautiful and kind of affordable housing. It might not be like the best, most expensive, luxurious finishes, but they're good quality finishes. They're nice, they're clean. And honestly, this was first, I thought this was my number one because it was in our budget, even a little bit lower than we were looking. It was also the largest unit we saw. So it was 700 square feet. They had a couple of options. There was another option where you had kind of like an office, separated room without windows. But Sergio is really big on windows, and I was like, at first I was like, wow, office, this is gonna be great for him. He can set it up like he wants and keep all of his like manly stuff there. But I was like, hey, like, are you actually gonna enjoy it? And he's like, no, like there's not a window in sight, and he really likes light, and like even though having the separate space for your office is great, he would like simply not enjoy it. So we switched to a different layout that was like more, it was still the same square footage, but it was just like bigger and no office, which was great. But the location of this house like is not the best, to say. A little bit, it's not gentrified as much yet, which I feel like I sound horrible when I say that, like, oh well, it's not gentrified yet enough to live there, but it just feels unsafe a little bit. But it was just like really not our vibe for the outside, but for the inside it was super. There's a bike storage, there was gym, there's like a living kind of room situation for like people if you want to invite guests over and things like that. And there's an elevator, pets allowed. So everything is great except just the location. Next one was actually probably our second choice if the apartment we got didn't like go through. It was a really beautiful commercial manufactured building that got transformed into apartments, which is very typical for Philadelphia. And it's like one of the little buildings that actually has concrete floors, so you don't hear anything basically. So it's super nice, and it's really similar to the one that we loved the most. It had big windows, it had bottom freezer refrigerator, which was a non-negotiable for me because I cook a lot and I'm really tall and it's really hard to reach for the fridge in the bottom all the time. Like it literally hurts my soul, not just my body. And they were like partially renovating it. It had a gym and it was really nice. It was close to my work. It was great. One of my things I really wanted is low windows, and I actually didn't want to live on the higher floor. I wanted to live on the lower floor so my dog can look out the window and like be curious what's outside and see people and see doggies and like just like have something like to watch a dog TV basically, right? When we're at work or at school. And I don't think they had an option for like windows being like on the street that looks nice and they could provide some views for the puppy. There was another apartment that we saw on Monday of that week, and we simply fell in love with it. We fell in love with the place. It is the same kind of a transformer, so it was a factory that was transformed into apartments. I think it's the last factory in Fishtown area that got transformed. I don't think there are any more left. We saw a first apartment that was a little bit darker and it was also a little bit larger. It had one more closet and I was already happy even with that one. But then she was just like, yeah, there's a corner unit, there's like one less closet, but like you get more light. And I'm like, corner unit. I'm like, yeah, can we please see that? And the moment she brought us in, we like lost our minds. Like it was like all in blur. We were so happy to be there. It was filled with light. There was 3 more windows than in the previous apartment we saw. And I'm like, okay, I think this is the one. What happened? We signed the lease, and I'm just gonna show you a couple of shots, a couple of videos I took while we were signing the lease. It was on a Friday. I got a chance to go pick up an olive tree from one of our showrooms where I work at. The tree was a little bit dying, kind of, because the showroom in Brooklyn is like located between buildings, so there's no direct sunlight, and olive trees need about 6 to 8 hours of sunlight per day to survive and be happy. And that tree was definitely not happy. And I really just wanted to like take it and take care of it because it was a beautiful tree. It was in a beautiful terracotta pot. Like everything was beautiful about it. It's just the location wasn't for it. And I was like, I'm gonna take it. Like if you're gonna give it to me, I'm gonna take it and try to save it. We went on that kind of a drive to New York in the morning on Friday. It's a super rainy day. Historic moment. We're driving from New York with our olive tree packed like a piece of meat in some kind of sticky paper. How is it called?
No.
How is this called? Wrapping paper?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Anyway. Plastic wrapping plastic.
Whatever.
Anyway, and we just received an email with our lease agreement, and I'm literally so excited. I already asked like 10 million questions to the guy, and I feel really sorry about it, but I just needed to confirm that it was specifically the one that we really liked, and it's here. So we're kind of in a rush for everything because I'm late to my horse lesson appointment and he's late to work, but we just really want to do it right now, literally like in the car. Can you stop? So I'm just gonna sit and do it. Babe, stop. Babe, and his like new fidget toy. Do you like it?
I fucking love that. I haven't put it down since I got it yesterday.
You're so pretty. You're such a pretty girl. Yeah. Let me take a picture of you. I just got done with my horse lesson and I feel so happy every time I go here that it's like a little celebration during the week, and I hate to skip lessons. Anytime we go on vacation, I'm like I'm skipping my horsey lesson because it's just like where my soul thrives so much. I feel so happy. Today I did bareback, which basically shows how well your inner thighs are and your posture and your core and like basically everything. How good is it to like ride on your own? Because one thing is to ride on a horse when everything's calm and everything is fine, but it's a horse. It can get scared, it can get cuckoo a little bit, and you should be able to protect yourself by staying in the saddle. So they teach you on a rope. So it's kind of like a little leash, like for the dogs, but for the horse, just so it's safe. And then when you're good enough and you can protect yourself and take care of yourself, they like let you free, and then you learn how to stir the horse, properly, which is much harder than steering a car, I can tell. And then you'd like go up more and more in the style that you want to do. At first I thought I don't want to do jumps, I don't want to do hunter style, but now I 100% understand that I do want to do jumps and I want to do hunter style, and I like dressage too, and maybe I want to compete, and I don't know, it's just, I love this so much that I can't wait to do better so I can one day compete. Anyway, go home now. Very excited. Need to tell my parents that I'm actually moving out again, and not just by myself but with Sergio, so a little bit nervous about that, but that's just life.